Anybody out there? Is there anybody home? Is there anybody home? What up? Hello. What's happening, y'all? What up, family? It's some late nighters out here. What's happening, beautiful people? What it do? Hey, Trish Harmony. Hey, Javon Stevens. What's happening? Thank y'all. Thank you so much. What's up, party people? So look, y'all. Oh, thank you so much. He said, I love your voice. Hey, Jayla. Hi, yes, baby. We talking about, yes, honey. We certainly are. Ain't that some shit? Y'all. So I'm just coming back from rehearsal. I'm a little hoarse. Jayla. Oh my God, Jayla. Oh, Jayla, baby. Jayla. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. Ooh, but when you see, baby, we've been in here getting it popping. Jayla, listen, y'all, Jayla, if y'all are not following Jayla, one of the most incredible singers, people, writers, curators of all things LGBTQIA, an amazing, incredible person. One of my favorite people ever, y'all. Make sure y'all following Jayla. Let's get into it. You brought guys. Brownstone rehearsal was amazing. We had a late rehearsal today. Everything is going well. Let me just do the plug right quick before we get into this Carlee situation, because baby, we know we got some shit to talk about tonight. My husband he want to make sure I got home from rehearsal, okay? But we both tripping. Brownstone rehearsal was great. We have a show with Boyz II Men on Sunday. It's amazing. I'm just very grateful that this transition with this group has been going the way that it has. When I say we do love Jayla. Yes, we do. When I say I love, I've loved all of my group members. I mean, honestly, I have. But we talking about, hey, Patty King. We talking about Carlee, baby. We talking about Carlee. I'm just coming in from rehearsal. I'm literally just getting in from rehearsal. We got an amazing all-girl band. Kennedy and Brittany and Lauren from the GGs. Y'all, we got Beyonce bass player. I'm not gonna hold y'all up. She not with Beyonce now. She with us. But yeah, really excited about that. Happy birthday to our manager, Marvin. We celebrated. That's why I was a little late, because we had a little after rehearsal party with Marvin, our incredible manager. Y'all, let's get into this Carlee Russell situation. Let me say this. First of all, I disagree with the idea that this woman is not having mental health issues. Because based on that press conference, right, so Miss Hey Sora, she said off to jail she go. Based on that press conference, I truly believe that we're dealing with somebody who has some kind of mental health issues. I'm not saying that excuses her behavior. But let's talk about it, y'all. Let's unpack it. And here's the other thing right here I got to say that's just got me real triggered. What is the deal with people pretending to be kidnapped or lost or sick and unable to communicate? Like, I just don't understand why this keeps happening in the Black community. And I'm really dumbfounded. And I need some of my smart friends, that would be y'all, to help me understand it. Because she had the whole world looking for her. And there are women all over the world right now, Black women in particular. And Detroit is off the chain. In Detroit, a number of missing women in Detroit is ridiculous. And these are real missing women who have been missing for years. Why does this keep happening? I'm wide open for this dialogue because I'm confused. I don't even have any, I was really rooting for this girl. I feel like that Tyler Perry meme, I was rooting for you. I really don't understand how it's possible for the whole world to be looking for this woman and for this to have been a hoax. Some part of me still wants to see that we're missing something. You know what I'm saying? She is definitely crying out for attention. Somebody just said, who is this right here? Yeah, she's crying out for attention. But I think it's more than just crying out for attention, because we all want to feel heard, right? Everybody want to feel like people paying attention to them, you know? But everybody's not going to go out and pretend like they got kidnapped. So it's something a whole lot deeper than just crying out for attention. Somebody said, I knew her ass was lying when they talked about the toddler. Like, what toddler? I mean, it was a lot of, you know what I believed? I believed her at first. Now, absolutely, I don't. It has to be mental illness. I believed her at first, but y'all, this is what I believed. I believed that it was somebody who was using a toddler to lure people. I was like, oh, that was somebody that was probably using it. And then if she turned around, like, you know, I was like, oh, well, maybe she saw the baby. And then she turned around, because I did see where her car was driving, you know, kind of slowly for a long period of time. Like the guy said, she was going miles. Somebody said, I'm on 459 all the time, and I know for a fact that the traffic goes way too fast. She said she knew it was some bullshit. That was just a really crazy ass story. And the story was so crazy that it really just kind of made you wonder if it was real. So I don't know if her parents are in on it. What y'all think? Y'all think her parents were in on it? I don't want to believe her parents were in on it. I think her mama just got her back. And I think her mom is just trying to, you know, believe her daughter, because we would all want our mom and dad to believe us if we said we went through some shit like that. I just don't. And it was the boyfriend in on, like, what was the deal? Does anybody have any more information? Because that press conference just made, that hurt everybody's heart. You know, and I think there's a much bigger conversation that we need to be having about, somebody said, I heard she was in nursing school. Well, maybe it's a good idea that she got found out before she became somebody's nurse and caregiver. I'm going to say that. You know what I'm saying? God don't make no mistakes, you know. And again, we were all rooting for her. Somebody said, I heard the boyfriend was cheating on her with a stripper. I don't know. No, baby, you can raise children right, and they turn out. You absolutely right. This has nothing to do. Listen, so that's the other thing. I don't think that the parents are responsible for her actions. She's a grown-ass woman. But I am curious about whether or not, like, you know, because your mom and your dad should know whether or not you lying. Like, if it's two people in this world who know when you lying, it should be your mom and your daddy, or your spouse, or your siblings. It's madness. It's madness, y'all. We really got to figure this shit out. Someone said, I felt like something was off with the situation from jump. It didn't seem right. Yeah, it just didn't seem right. But who makes up a story like that? Like, who says that they saw a baby? And then, you know, we all like, oh my God, you know, she was actually looking for a baby. We should give her, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's just nothing you could really say except I hope that she gets the mental help that she needs. Somebody said, I believe the mama was really spooked. I think the mom was spooked too. I definitely think the mother was spooked. And I just don't want to believe the mother and the father had anything to do with that. We need to, as Blacks, stop doing things like that for clout and attention, because people are still missing. Okay, they're going to get her. Let me say, y'all keep talking about Jussie. Let me say this. First of all, I love Jussie Smollett. So be very clear. I love Jussie. And Jussie didn't fake a kidnapping, right? That's not what happened. So, you know, it's a different situation. And I think, okay, we're really not going to get into that, but you know, it's different. He said some people beat him up. You know what I'm saying? So that's a different situation. So I don't understand the correlation, right? Because people, you know, are comparing the two. And really what it reminded me of is the Kelly Price situation, right? Like it was closer to that for me. And maybe it's because I was so closely connected to it and closely involved in it. That's the reason why I felt more like the Kelly Price situation. But we weren't wondering if someone was alive. It's a different, we weren't wondering if Jussie Smollett was alive. So all that Jussie Smollett comparison, I'm not really here for that. Like I said, I love Jussie. I'm not, you know, making that comparison. But I will say that what it reminded me of as someone who is genuinely out here to make sure, or not make sure, to do my part to bring awareness to trafficking and sexual misconduct and molestation and all that horrible shit. It did remind me of, you know, the time when we were wondering where Kelly Price was, right? And it just was very triggering because it's like you've advocated for somebody a second time, and it's turned out to be some bullshit. And I'm like, when do people realize that there are real people out here losing their lives and real children actually being trafficked and real horrible shit actually happening to people, and acting like you're missing or acting like, that's some dumb shit. It's just dumb. And I wish the girl the best. I wish the girl the best. Somebody said, where's your mama? My mama's in heaven with Jesus. 1,000 women are being snatched now while all this attention is on this mess. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I keep going to it. I'm sorry. That's the reason I keep going to it, because we had to have that same exact conversation. We had actually the sheriff of Wayne County from Michigan who, made it real clear to us that this is a real actual thing that's happening to people. Right. So it's dangerous. It's dangerous, it's disrespectful, and whatever she has to endure, whether it's counseling or not endure, whatever, whatever she has to do to make up for this horrible thing that she has done, if she did, in fact, and it's hard to say if, because it's obvious that she did, make up a big lie about being missing. She deserves that. She put that on herself. She put that on herself. There's too many people that was looking. And that's the reason why it's so dangerous. Because people are going to start questioning whether or not they should post about the next. Maybe they won't start questioning, but what it does is it makes people feel like, is the next missing person really missing? Is this another Carlee Russell situation? Is this another Kelly Price situation? It is just irresponsible and whack. And I don't know how, as a community, we're going to figure out how we navigate this and still advocate for people and still, and I'm still going to advocate. Like, I'm still going to post every single time. That's what my platform is for, to bring awareness to issues in our community. But I know a lot of people, are going to think back on this situation when they see the next young black girl, a flyer for somebody who's missing, right? And the beautiful thing is, not to be, ain't shit beautiful about being missing, but what we can be happy about sometimes is, a lot of times when we advocate and bring out awareness, there are instances where people are returned home, people who were actually kidnapped. But these women out here, crying out for attention when they know the world is looking for them. And not just women, I'm sure men do that shit too. It's just, it's so easy to just say, hey, I'm good. I need to step away. Like, why 48 hours? Like, why not once you saw it was all national news and on the, like, what I just need, there's so many unanswered questions, so many things we all deserve to know. We need to know. So I'm praying for the sister, and I'm praying for anybody who feels like that's the way to get the attention that you want. Because that shit is crazy. Yeah, Kelly Price. Yeah, I said it. I sure did. Yeah. No, absolutely not. I was there. I was in it. I was in the whole entire situation, period. No, that wasn't, I was there. And let me tell you this, if you go on a missing, here, let me explain to y'all what happens so we can intimately understand this shit. When someone reports you missing, because somebody said, oh, no, it was Kelly's sister who said it and this, da-da-da. She never said she was missing, her sister did. Kimmy, let me explain it to you. I know that situation intimately. I know that situation intimately. And what happened was with Kelly Price, her daughter, not her sister, and this ain't about rehashing for clout. This is about talking about some shit that needs to be talked about because it is happening too much, right? Her daughter, not her sister, her daughter called first. I'm referencing the situation. I'm not speaking against Kelly, period. And Kelly knows exactly how I feel because I told her. And I told the real, and I told the brat, and I told y'all, and I told everybody else. But how do we not talk about that situation When, as far as I'm concerned, that situation and this situation with Carlee are substantially similar. Kelly Price's daughter and son and everybody else that we know could not locate her. Kelly was not answering her phone. Kelly was not responding. And this isn't about, again, rehashing the Kelly Price shit. It's just, I need us to be clear as a community of people. Those two situations are more alike than the Jussie Smollett situation. Because what we thought was, those of us who know the situation intimately, we didn't know whether Kelly was alive or not. Because she had contracted COVID, she was in ICU, her children last saw her, she was literally, you know, I ain't gonna get all off into her personal medical shit. I'm just gonna say, Kelly knew people were looking for her. Kelly knew people was reaching out for her. And Kelly chose not to respond until Kelly wanted to respond. And the police, and I, again, know this very intimately, spoke to someone who works with Kelly and said, if we don't hear from her, and you're with her, if we don't hear from her, we're going to put her on a national missing persons list. The person said, basically, oh, well, you're not going to hear from her. She went on to a federal national missing persons list. Didn't nobody call Kelly Price missing except her next of kin, which is her sister and her daughter, and the people who put her name on that list that said she was missing. And it was very clear that all she had to do was to get her name off that list was go and show her face to those people so they knew she was okay. So that is why it's similar to me. Because I, just like I advocated for Carlee, was advocating for Kelly. And I didn't know what was going on with her. I didn't know if she was alive. I didn't know that was my friend. I loved Kelly Price. I loved her daughters, her family. Everybody was looking for her. So it's the same situation as Carlee as far as I'm concerned. Now, for those of you who want to speculate something different, it is what it is. I totally understand that. And I mean, no disrespect. But the reason why it's important for us to reference that situation is because a lot of people are out here comparing it to another situation, the Jussie situation, and I think that that's unfair, right? I think the closest reference we have to someone we thought was missing, not being missing, is the situation with Kelly. And you guys, I'm going to be honest and transparent about things. I'm not going to sugarcoat. I was furious when I found out that Carlee, you know, I ain't into calling people liars. I'm not into calling people out of their name. But, right, the whole world was concerned, just like in those situations. And there's so many black girls and black women out here, you guys, who are being abducted, who are being trafficked, whose families haven't seen them in years. Families may never see them again, right? It's important for us to make sure that we don't give up when it comes to advocating for people because we think that this is going to be a Carlee Russell situation or a Kelly Price situation or whatever, right? Somebody just said that they spent some time with her. She was really nice. You guys, let me say this real quick. This is so important for me to say. It's so important for me to say. Just because someone disagrees with another person or something that another person may have done does not mean that a person wishes them ill will or, you know, is clowning them or doing something for clout. It's actually quite the opposite. When people really love one another and care about the community, we say what we have to say, right? We say what we have to say. We don't sugarcoat. See, that's the problem. And I think that has happened for far too long. And I hope that more people start to step out and just become more transparent and more honest about it. That's why our kids are out here chasing clout, doing crazy stuff like what Carlee did. That's why people are doing, it's so much dysfunction and mental illness in our community. And a part of that is due to the fact that people wear this mask, right? People pretend like everything is okay. You know, people aren't transparent about their real struggles. Exactly. Tell the truth in love. People aren't transparent about their struggles, and everybody's holding it in, and everybody's putting on this facade, and everybody's like, miserable. Not everybody's miserable, but a lot of people are really hurting inside, and you're afraid to share that because it's not popular. It's not viewed as, something that, well, I can't say that. I just, without getting too deep, I just want us to be very careful about speaking on things we don't understand and we weren't there for, judging people with mental health issues, and taking it personally or the wrong way when somebody is speaking from a place of love and authenticity and with hopes of it having a positive impact on our community. I think we've just gotten to a place where we cannot say shit without somebody policing it. You can't talk about sexuality. You can't talk about, it's just, well, not you can't, because I talk about what the hell I want to talk about. But in our community, we have just gotten to a place where it's like you just can't speak straight. You can't be a straight shooter. And y'all, I grew up with aunties and family members and people who would just say what the hell they have to say. And these kids are out here out of control. And it's like the adults are scared. It's like everybody just scared to say something to their badasses. It's like somebody is scared to say, like, we're allowing the music industry to dictate the culture, and it's some garbage. We're allowing the images and the narrative. Like every time you look up, it's grandmothers fighting in the streets on reality TV, right? It's madness in the Black community. It's crazy. There is a young man on trial today for killing his friends. And he got a record deal and he popular as hell. And I feel bad for him. You know why I feel bad for him? Because he has no idea how all of that fame and money and all of that shit that he has, at the end of the day, once he gets sentenced, he is back to where he tried to leave. That statistic shit where, I'm sorry. They don't care. They glorify this lifestyle. They advertise and promote this lifestyle to our kids in our community. The kids either end up dead or in jail. Nobody cares. Period. They'll just go get another one. You're literally like bait on the end of a fishing rod. Right. That's it. Once the sentence, like, it's like we're watching, and I'm like, he's a young man. Like he's somebody's child, and he's like no more than 23, 24 years old. And his whole life is in the hands of a judge right now. They care for 5 minutes and then they move on. Exactly. Another statistic. Exactly. And we just keep glorifying this industry. And we keep talking to, like every record that comes on, like they said the girl that went to the high school talking about her booty hole brown with the 12-year-olds. And yeah, it's just crazy, y'all. It is just crazy. Now we got this 20-something-year-old girl faking a kidnapping. Like, where you get that shit from? Who gave you that idea? I wonder. Where you get that shit from? And there's nothing we can do but talk about it in social media, post about it a few times, and then wait for the next tragedy to come along so that we can be entertained by that. And I'm just sick of it. And I don't even know what to say. Like I'm really at a complete loss for words because I feel like we've said everything that there is to say. What can we do? Like, I mean, do we just accept that? Because y'all know what the fear I have is. The fear that I have is that all of these kids that are out here making these really horrible choices are going to eventually be the kids that are left, that become the adults that are going to be there to take care of our old asses, as I've said numerous times. And we always want to be like, that's not my problem. My kids are good, whatever, whatever, whatever. But the content, the music, the TV shows, the fake kidnapping shit, all of that, they see it. It impacts their lives. It impacts our lives. What are we going to do about it? Like, I'm really at a complete loss for words. What are we going to do about it? Somebody in entertainment said, let it go, Nikki. I mean, I'm really considering it. Why you trying to be funny? Because I'm probably one of 3 people that's actually using my platform to bring attention to it. Right. He said the people don't want to do the right thing. And I'm really getting to that place. Like, it's really just kind of like, how do you can't even really advocate for a missing girl, because you're going to be like, damn, is she really missing her? Is this some Carlee Russell, Kelly Price shit? Or is this, like, it's crazy to me. The careers are just getting started. Yeah. Because everybody want to be popular and everybody want to be popping and everybody, I mean, like, I don't know. Yeah. So I'm not going to be on here rambling. I just don't know. I'm over. Somebody said I'm constantly talking to my 19-year-old son to let him know how fucked up it is to get out. Right. And I was telling my husband, I was like, I really want to, like, help develop artists, and I really want to, like, pour into them, right? And, like, but, like, do you even really want to encourage people to be a part of this business? Do you even want to encourage people to be a part of this shit? It need a whole do-over. Yeah, it's sad. What do we do? And again, there clearly are some mental health issues. But it's mental health issues with the boy who allegedly killed his friends in the backseat. It's mental health issues with the boy who killed this rapper. And it's mental health issues with the girl over here who talking about how she like to get pissed on. And it's mental health fucking issues all through the Black community. And it just doesn't seem like there's anybody out there who is that interested in trying to fix the problem. And that's disappointing. Where's the leadership? I've been saying that for the last couple of years. Like, do we even have any leadership? Is there anybody fucking out here who's actually a leader in the Black community that is, like, really not just caring about their own bag, you know what I'm saying, but really caring about, like, leadership in the Black community? Or should we just all mind our business, go make our money, go spend our money over here and go have our little vacations with our friends and just act like that shit ain't happening until it comes to our doorstep? Like, really, who? Somebody said everyone is out for self. Y'all know when I realized it was kind of over? These kids have trauma, and that's what labels look for and give them $20 and $30 million to sign for. Like, you get $20 and $30 million to spend for about 3 years. I mean, let's talk about it. How long you really got? And then we got so many cautionary tales. Tupac, Biggie. Like, it's just, like, maybe it is just a futile attempt to try to change this shit. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm delusional as fuck. Maybe I just don't. Maybe I need to just go somewhere with my old 53-year-old ass. I'm happily married, right? We ain't got everything, but we got each other. I have a great family and great friends. I don't have to continuously come out into the public and advocate for my community and get clowned and called a clout chaser when I do the shit. I don't have to do that. I choose to do it because I love my people. And I feel like there are not enough people out here talking about mental health issues. And I feel like there are not enough people out here talking about inequality with Black people. And I feel like there are not enough people. But I'm like, maybe I'm just like one of the only, like I said, 3 people. Like, what? Like, really, y'all? Help me. I do. Thank you, Ms. Deanna. I do it because God put it on my heart to do it. And I'm definitely, and my parents raised me to care. But I mean, like, Jesus. Like, she really did a number on me with her line ass. The system is designed to destroy the black family. I agree. But if you don't advocate for the community, they're not. Right, I know. Thank you, Joseph. I know. But you guys, you're not delusional. Your voice is heavier and more impactful. I love how you use your platform. Thank y'all. And that's why I do it. For the people who get on here and listen to me rant and ramble and try to figure it out. Because there's so many. I got colleagues that's like, child, bye. And I get it. Because y'all have no idea. Like, I've said it before. If I was more, what's the word? If I was more cooperative and more willing to accept, you know, the bullshit, and not as vocal about things that are not right, I could probably have a lot more jobs in this industry. I could probably be in a lot more fake rooms with a lot more fake people doing a lot more fake shit. But I just can't bring myself to pretend like all the horrible, awful things that are happening in an industry that I love very much, or loved very much. I cannot pretend like this shit is not happening. And I'm so disappointed that there are not more celebrities and more influencers and more people with larger platforms, like really like out here advocating and telling the truth and shaming the devil. Y'all, I don't know what to say about Carlee. I really don't. I don't know where she got this shit from. And I'm praying for her parents, and I'm praying for everybody else. Because this is just like, we keep getting blow after blow after blow. We appreciate you for being a real one. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. It's hurtful because mental health is destroying us. It's seriously destroying us. We don't stop. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's going through some shit. What you say? The labels today are the reasons. You know what? Listen, I can't say that they're the whole entire reason, right? I can't say record labels are the whole entire reason, but I can say that artist development is in the trash. It's garbage. There is none. It doesn't exist. And I've always said, when you have artists who have tens of millions of listeners and followers and people paying attention to what they say and what they do, they have to go through some kind of development program. There's too much access to too many fucking people for irresponsible, underdeveloped people to be putting messages out there. There's a reason why the FCC don't let you just say anything. There's a reason why you can't say certain shit. YouTube used to be like you couldn't say certain things, but now it's so much garbage and trash out there in them YouTube streets. It's ridiculous. But it's just now, it's like the more ratchet it is, you know, the more angry, you know, like if I was out here throwing shit and wilding the fuck out, that motherfucking bitch, it'll be 5,000 people on this live. Like, look at her. You know what I mean? But it's just so unfortunate. Hey, Nick, yes, that is on purpose. It is on purpose, you guys. And like, we working this out. So bear with me on this, right? What you say, Natasha? Hey, Natasha, you said they're getting famous off these apps and they think, right. And see, that's the dangerous shit, y'all. The most dangerous thing about being famous now is fame now is based on numbers. Fame now is based on numbers and algorithms. Fame now is based on what you feed a fucking machine. I'm going to say it one more time. Fame and exposure to millions and millions of people is based on what you feed, what you put into a machine, numbers. It has nothing to do with a artist that was born, that was gifted from God, that was created to do this, right? It has everything to do, I'm sorry, my dog is snoring, he's right here with me. It has everything to do with numbers and what you can afford and how many followers you can buy. And when you have powerful people who have, there it is, Natasha, fame today It's fast fame. It's like fast fashion. Exactly. It's a mess. It's a mess. Like every single record. Think about it. Like, I'm not just being the preachy old ass auntie who's out of touch and don't. I'm telling y'all some real demonic shit out here. Think about it. The female rappers, which we're so proud that we got all these female rappers, you know, like, listen, baby, Remy Ma so fine, it don't make no sense. Lotto, like, I love them all. But does everybody have to have the same lyric? Does everybody have to have the same swimsuit cover on? Does everybody have to bend over and spread it wide? Like, it's just no, like, we had MC Light, we had Queen Latifah, we had Miss Melody, we had Yo-Yo, we had like all these variations in female rappers. Every single female rapper out today. And what I'm saying is not me attacking female rappers. Okay? So let's be clear. I'm not attacking Megan Thee Stallion because all them chicks was twerking on the Essence stage and I didn't like that shit. I listen to Megan Thee Stallion when I work out. It's shit she does that I like. I did not like that moment. It is okay for us to not like moments that we're in. It's okay for us to not agree with the crazy shit that happens on television all the fucking time. White people don't do it. I'm sorry. And this is not about respectability politics. To all you woke folks, white people and non-black people, Asian people don't do it. Ain't no white boys in the back of the car, shoot that nigga, beat that motherfucking, kill that bitch. They're not doing that. And if they are, they're characters and clowns, and their parents are like, what the hell you doing? I will put you out and kick you out of my fucking will if you don't get your shit together. Black people are the only ones who have justified our behavior and called that shit culture, and we have no ownership of it. Every single person out here talking about killing and robbing and thotting and hoeing and tricking and all that stuff, not one of them owns not one lyric they singing. Period. And I don't mean public from a publishing perspective. I mean, let me give you the example. I said it earlier the other day or one of these days during one of these fucking rants I had. Brownstone has not received a check from Tory Lanez 800 million up to probably $1 billion now spent. And I'm not attacking Tory Lanez either. Tory Lanez, all of this, shit they doing with all these records because someone else owns the master recording. That's why they call it a master. Y'all didn't know in the music industry, they actually have slaves. The slave is a musical technical term for some tape. And a master. And the slave worked for the master in the literal sense in music. And that is what has happened to black entertainers. Prince wrote the shit on the side of his face. Michael Jackson said it at the microphone in the podium. Bob Marley, every creative has said the shit is not fair. It is not right. The message is not good. This is not healthy. We are going nowhere fast. And everybody thinks that they can do it better than those incredibly talented super mega stars did it and change an industry that is designed to destroy the black community, period. Because if it were not designed to destroy the black community, then we would not be hearing so much toxic, destructive, demonic, awful shit on the radio all the time. Period. All that matters in the entertainment industry right now, somebody said here, the bar is so low, which keeps our community blind to our brilliance as much as we have contributed to medical, agricultural. Exactly. And here's the thing, right, guys? Thank you, Marvin. That's my happy birthday. Right. Thank you, Marvin. Look, great job in rehearsal. Now I'm seeing Dolores Tucker on my live. But it's a really important conversation for us to have because we just keep seeing these situations, the Kelly Prices, the Carlee Russells, all these incidents, all these things that are happening in our community. And everybody is either afraid to talk about it, feels like if they talk about it, it'll affect their brand in a negative way, or they don't talk about it because they don't think people care and they don't think it matters. And all I'm asking right now is, do we just throw our hands up? Like, do we just keep singing and dancing and just pretending like this shit is not happening? Do we just, just live your life and just be like shit happens, oh well? Right? So, TLC sold millions and only got Suzuki Samurais. Right. Can you talk about making I Can't Tell You Why I love all different versions of it? Are you saying that Kelly Price lied? No. What I am saying is that we were all looking for Kelly Price. All of her good friends. I'm not trying to turn this into a Nikki Gilbert and Kelly Price thing again, but I got to tell the truth. What I am saying is that we thought she was missing, or worse. And by we, I mean her daughter, her sister, her son, her ex-husband, like everybody close to her. And nobody knew what it was. And the feds put her on a missing persons list. And we advocated for her. And we advocated for her not knowing that she wasn't missing. The same way we advocated for Carlee, not knowing she wasn't missing. And what I'm concerned about is if we keep advocating, which we must do, for missing people, and we keep having high profile, either celebrities or just high profile cases where we're really going hard to try to find people, and we discover that it is a fraud and a sham, people are going to start questioning whether or not they should keep advocating. And that is a very dangerous thing, because there's so many people out here who really are missing. There's so many kids out here that get trafficked. That was my comment on your Carlee post about Kelly Price. I was triggered by that too. Hell yeah, I was triggered. And I'm going to say I was triggered. I'm not scared to say shit. I'm not. Listen. Y'all know by now. We're going to call it what it is. Somebody says there's a common denominator for all this foolish mess going on nowadays. And it's been the same factor for years. But I say what it is. But if I say what it is, people will get mad. So I'm just going to shut my mouth. I feel you. I totally feel you. Like, you really, and that's a shame. Somebody said, right, the tale of the boy. Right, all this crying wolf shit. This shit is like we got, and it's, I mean, think about it, y'all. We don't know what's going on with Jamie. We don't know we don't know shit. And it's terrible. Somebody said, I knew she wasn't missing. Like the last three, right. But see, Industry Blitz, that's the thing. That's exactly why I'm discombobulated today and my mouth's still on the flow from finding out this girl wasn't really missing. Because a lot of people that I talked to said the same thing you said. A lot of people I talked to was like, I knew she wasn't missing, so I didn't. And it's a shame because she could have really actually been missing. And like, what do we do, y'all? What do we do, family? What do we do? Just mind our business. All who in favor of just mind your business, let me know. Because my husband, I mean, maybe I should just, And the Jamie Foxx thing, let me say this. First of all, let's be clear. I love Jamie Foxx. Don't say nothing bad about Jamie Foxx. We not here for no Jamie Foxx slander. We're praying that he's healthy. And he's good. I mean, they said they saw him. You know what I'm saying? I'm praying that was actually him. But when you're loved like Jamie Foxx is loved, I get that he, definitely deserves privacy. That's his thing. He deserves privacy. People ain't got to tell people what, you ain't got. I'm definitely not one of the people who want nobody like posting pictures of me in the hospital and shit. Like I no offense to anybody who does. I'm just not one of the people. Like I don't want to be bothered. They over exaggerated Jamie's case. Like, I don't know. And like, and I know like people who know him or whatever. And I'm sure if it was like one thing or the other, those people would have probably told certain people or maybe not. But my point is just Black community has dealt with a lot of loss and trauma, right? From Michael to Whitney to Prince to just it just seemed like, y'all, we just keep pop, Biggie, pop. It's just, and if you, and I understand, let me say that. Petty King said, I feel like he should have made a statement. I mean, I think we all do. And but we can't, right, y'all? What we gonna do? Be like, tell us what's going on with you, Jamie. Like, we can't do that either, right? And we don't know that he can. Like, we don't know. We don't know. And that takes me back to my where is the leadership conversation. Who is the person in the industry where if they said it's going to be okay, we kind of feel like, well, maybe it's going to be okay. And like, and let me take y'all somewhere real quick. A lot of you guys might not understand why this is so frustrating, because maybe you haven't lived through a lot of the losses and the tragedies and shit that some of us have, right? I knew many of these people who died, right? I'm not saying that we were like best friends or whatever, but I knew Whitney. I hung out with Whitney. I knew Pac. I hung out with Pac. I knew Biggie. I hung out with Biggie. I knew, Prince. I hung out with Prince. I knew Michael Jackson. I hung out, you know what I'm saying? I knew all of these people. These weren't my friends, but they were my peers. And when you see so much loss year after year after year after year after year, and a lot of that loss is connected to Black entertainers and athletes and influencers and important people, right? It just makes you question, is it coincidence? Is it, and again, I'm not getting into the conspiracy shit. I'm not getting into that. But I'm saying, what is it that's happening in the Black community, in the Black entertainment community? Yes, we mourn Michael. Yes, we mourn Maxie. Yes, we mourn Prince. I know where I was. Babe, do you remember where we were? I just broke my nail. Do you remember where we were when we found out about Prince? New York. Remember we were in New York, in downtown New York. Yeah. I was standing outside in downtown New York. I will never forget. And somebody said, wait a minute, they're saying Prince died. And I'm like, what? And everybody's on their phone. I'm like, Prince died? Prince died? Everybody's in the street like, Prince died. It was crazy. It was crazy. Somebody said, I love her music and hold it close to my heart. Right, Whitney Houston, we just have lost everything. We done lost Luther. I just feel like, okay, that was pessimistic. We have not lost everything. We still got each other, y'all. But on a serious note, our culture, yes, industry blitz. The media has right. And if you were around when like Marvin will tell you, my manager's on here, Aretha, exactly. Like just go down the list. Like, you know what would depress the shit out of Black people? I'm not trying to be the person to depress everybody, but what would really be depressing? Take Off. Like it's just everywhere. What's the name? Young Dro. Wait, what's his name? Young Dro. What's his name? Y'all, I'm old, but y'all know who I'm saying. Natasha, it's surreal. We have lost so many of greats. Right. So like the Tina Turner, everybody's gone. Now, granted, I get it. Like some people, become older and it is what it is. But Black people have contributed so much to music. Young Dolph, thank you. Black people have contributed so much to music. Black people have contributed so much to sports. Black people have contributed so much to television. And all of this shit that we created is going to be around forever. In perpetuity. You're going to always see Friday on the streaming platform. You're going to always hear Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. You're going to always hear Brownstone, If You Love Me. You're going to always hear Adina Howard, Freak Like Me, or whatever the hell. You're going to hear our art. You're going to see our greatness. And the sad part about it is that most of us don't own shit. Most of our, James Brown, thank you. Our kids and generations after our children, as long as the songs are playing on the radio, John Singleton, oh my God, y'all depressing me. Whew. As long as music is playing on the radio, as long as we making movies and TV shows and shit, right? Our family should be taken care of. Our family should be getting equal shares of the things, the intellectual properties and things that we create. The tragedy of Whitney Houston and Bobby Christina, and knowing their connection, knowing how much Whitney loved Bobby, knowing how much Bobby Christina loved her mother, knowing the contributions that her mother made to this industry, Whitney Houston should still be here. Prince, Michael Jackson should still be here. Mariah Carey is one of the last. That's why I said no Patty slander, Mariah. You know, and so guys, we got to figure it out. We have to figure out how we reclaim our greatness. I don't know what that means, and I don't know what that looks like. But Nick said these apps backfired. They started enlightening people to real history. Ooh, that's good. And the Black contribution, they are now actively parading around the lowest of us on purpose. Man, that's so big. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Little Richard was funny, but exactly. Ooh, y'all, for real. Listen, think about it. Now, I know, again, there are people out here who think that I'm just a old, out of touch auntie. And that's cool, because I'm really kind of at that place where I look at that as a compliment these days, right? Because who wants to be in touch with this bullshit? But we are in trouble because every record we listen to on the radio, every TV show we see on television. Now, I understand there's the This Is Us and there's the Abbott Elementaries, but and there's the Blackish. But that's 1, 2, and 3. I can't figure out nothing beyond that. Everything else is teaching us how to sell drugs, teaching us how to sell ass, teaching us how to rob, steal, kill, and destroy. Everything is showing our girls. Nick, that was fire. Hold on, wait. I want to pin that shit because that was really, really yummy. Y'all so smart. Listen, y'all, there's some smart posts. Bam, because that was big, Nick. We got to figure it out. That's all I can say. I don't know the solution. I be trying. I be coming up with shit like, our own streaming platforms, our own this, that. But see, the cold, hard reality of it is this. The powers that be, and I hate saying that because the shit is like really the power is the people, but we just don't really exercise the power. Or maybe we don't know or scared or whatever. But the people who consider themselves, right, the powers that be, they don't care about nothing but the bottom line. They don't care about anything but the bottom line. It is not their responsibility to police Black culture. All they're going to do is give us what we tell them we want more of. How do we tell them we want more of the bullshit? By watching it, by tweeting about it, by reading the articles in social media, by magnifying it. And I get it. There's so much stuff going on in our regular everyday lives. I get the concept of people saying sometimes you just want mindless television. But I mean, damn. We got doctors, housewives fighting, the grandmothers fighting, rappers killing each other. What else we got, y'all? Our senior citizens and our elders and the wise ones are being disrespected at every turn. We, in this age group, where we still have the strength and the mental, physical, and spiritual fortitude to call this shit out and really start thinking about solutions and what we can do to change the trajectory of our lives and our community. Like, we have to do it now. And this is the thing. It ain't about nobody else. It's not about the white people, right? Because what we know now is that they're all trying to pander to us. They're all trying to appease us. They all view us as consumers that they need to rely on to make their millions and billions of dollars off of our trauma, right? So if we decided that we were no longer going to allow them to exploit our trauma, because we're not going to watch that shit no more, we're not going to support that shit no more, we're not going to talk about that dumb shit no more, then they would probably literally be like, okay, so what are we doing to make money? How do we do this? And then we, in turn, based on those of us who are really talented and really creative and really have the ability to captivate audiences. Ooh, Suge Avery said, for every Tabitha Brown, you have 5 Jocelyn Hernandez. Let me tell you something. There's only one Tabitha Brown, and we thank God for her. Because, baby, listen. I can honestly say that women like Tabitha Brown are literally like medicine for our community. Because she is definitely one of one. And definitely somebody who reminds us that good people do still win. And that doing the right thing can and will every single time trump the evil shit. And we need to be reminded of that. But the reason why we have the Jocelyn Hernandez, and and let me say this, like, there have been moments with Jocelyn Hernandez where I've been like, I like her. Like, she gets it. She's entertaining. She's funny. She's good TV. You know what I mean? Like, she says it like she means it. She said, hey, listen, I own my show. I'm a boss. I'm an owner. Like, and I'm not saying that everybody has to be pulled up. And I'm not saying that everybody has to speak a certain way. And I'm not saying that Black women can't roll our necks and suck our teeth and be exactly 100% in the fullness of who we are. What I'm saying is the shit gets corny and redundant and stupid when you just keep going out actively looking for that. And the reason why there are 5 Jocelyn Hernandez for every one, person like Tabitha is because we, the people, this what y'all not gonna want to hear. But I'm gonna say it anyway. We did that to ourselves. Those people, those producers, those network heads don't watch these shows. They're not sitting up with their friends watching Love and Hip Hop. We are. The network studio executives, I've seen a couple white boys listening to Bang Bang Shoot 'Em Up, but for the most part, they're not listening to that shit either. We are. The white people ain't on TV dropping it low and spreading it wide and simulating sex with every dance move they do. We are. It's our platforms that magnify the bullshit. It's our platforms that dog one another out. It's just our responsibility to get us up out of here. That's why I'm like, what we doing? We cannot keep blaming white people for the dumb shit that we do to ourselves and each other. We teach people how to treat us. I don't care who has a problem with it. I'm tired of sugarcoating. I'm running out of nice ways to say shit. We got this girl over here pretending like she's kidnapped, and everybody's acting like that shit didn't happen in the entertainment industry last year. The examples we allow to live in the media as representations of who we are impact our community and their decisions. I'm not giving Carlee any excuses. I'm just saying, what other examples do our young women have to lean on when they're trying to cry out for attention and love? They probably don't know because it ain't shit out there to tell you what it is, right? Some of us were lucky enough to have a different world. I didn't know shit about college until a different world came along. When I watch The Cosby Show, I'm like, oh, I'm so Lisa Bonet. She wears mismatched socks. I love it. I buy my shit from the resale shop, and I'm getting a blazer, and I'm putting pins all over it, and I'm going to be creative and artsy and live in my whole artsiness of it all. We don't have examples on television right now, in mainstream television. You would think that you would have that with a show like The Housewives of Atlanta because everybody's successful and wealthy and affluent. But all of that ends in debauchery and madness and drama and violence. And I just have been talking about this since 2010. I created R&B Divas to be the antithesis of the bullshit we see on TV. And unfortunately, that became it because of a culturally incompetent white male lens that owned more of the shit than the person who created it. Not anymore, but then. So, Tasha says people see fast fame, folks, and try to trump what made them famous. Yes! And it's like, right. So now it's like Zeus TV owner's net worth is $40 million. We talked about that. Yes, we miss Luther. I miss Luther. I listen to Luther all the time. It's the most soothing thing ever. Zeus reached out to me twice for Bad Boys Club. I turned it down. It wasn't right for me. I'm glad you did. Absolutely. Let me tell y'all something about reality TV, right? We can spend $2.1 trillion a year. We can build our own country, but we cannot. Exactly. Industry Bliss says, well, Keke Palmer, Claire Huxtable. Absolutely. We love that. They don't want us to have positive shows. Exactly. Editing takes away the narrative. Yep. Let me tell you guys something. I'm going to give y'all my thoughts on the strike too in a second. You know, Anna Nicole Smith was the most famous. I want to say Anna Nicole Smith was probably the most famous reality TV show person ever. Yeah, I think she was one of them, right? Look what happened with her. Think about all of, think about New York. She was another super famous reality TV person. If you look at what happens to rappers, to reality TV folks, to a lot of R&B singers, to a lot of greats, to just black people, period, in entertainment. If you look at what's happening with us and you're honest about it, you realize we're in trouble if we don't figure out a way to change the direction in our community. I understand that people look at entertainers and she died of pain from losing her son. You could call it she died of pain from losing her son. You could call it that. I mean, it's like, technically we all die from heart failure. Did y'all know that? I mean, that's ultimately what happens when your heart stops. It's a wrap. So, and I say that to say everybody has a reason why they engage in something that ultimately leads to their demise. In her case, I truly believe that reality TV is what impacted her relationship with her son and her family. And I think that is what happens with every single reality TV personality who allows. That's why I got off that shit. And I created the show. That is exactly why I left. Because I love my husband and I love my family. And my husband was like, nah, this ain't for me, baby. You got to choose. And I chose that one over there. And I'm so grateful that I did, because people who choose fame and money, I'm going to stop rambling y'all in a minute, but people who choose fame and money and success over family and love and knowledge and peace, I feel bad for them. And I hope fewer people in our community choose fame, because it's a vapor and it's horrible and it's just caused so much. And I know it sounds doom and gloom and y'all like, well, damn, can I get my career off the ground first? But I'm trying to tell y'all, if it didn't work for Prince and it didn't work for Michael Jackson and it didn't work for Whitney Houston and it didn't work for Bob, it just doesn't work in its current state. A white woman wrote a book called Burn It Down, and she was talking about Hollywood. It needs a do-over. Basically figure out a way to own more. That's it. That's the only, right, Petty King? That's it. Christian and Blueface. That's it. Exactly. The culture, exactly. And these days, if you're not beating somebody's ass or allowing someone to film yours, nobody cares about what you're doing. Honestly, there's some good and bad about reality TV. There's nothing good about reality TV. There's absolutely not one good thing about reality TV. I used to think that the good in reality TV was that you could use it as a marketing tool and you had the ability to make money off of it and you could become a Kardashian in terms of, but there's nothing good about reality TV right now. Like nothing. Because nobody's making a reality TV show except me. And that's just name somebody else. Nobody's making reality TV to edutain people. Nobody's making, I make reality TV about women being released from prison and how they rebuild their lives. I make reality TV shows about women from R&B who hit rock bottom and are rebuilding their lives and making, it's about rebuilding and doing something positive. Most other people are doing reality TV shows to see how they can poke the bear, make people fight, get ratings. We had Maya Campbell on my show, you guys. I had Maya Campbell, who honestly, if I was nefarious and horrible person, would have been reality TV gold. I'd probably been sitting up in a 15, 20 bedroom crib because my show would be 5, 10 seasons in. That's exaggerated. But my point is just that we decided that we did not want to continue to film with Maya because Maya was having a series of mental health breakdowns that would have been great television, but because of my connection to it and Queen Latifah's connection to it and all the amazing people who were part of that show, we chose her mental wellness over our bottom line. And I hope that more people start to realize how important it is for us to just say enough of the bullshit. For us to really try to look at, somebody said it's someone help the Braxtons. I mean, I don't know. I know all of them and I love all of the Braxtons. And some of them would say, I don't know what they would say. All I know is everybody that I know that did reality TV will tell you, don't do it if you think, okay, let me say this. For everybody who wants to do reality TV, what typically happens is you do it because you think it's going to help you build your business. You do it because you think it's going to help your brand. The producers who are producing the shows don't give a shit about your brand. They care about people watching you do whatever it is you can be coerced, convinced, tricked into doing so that people can tune into the train wreck. Reality TV is train wreck TV. It is traumatainment. Ain't shit about reality TV, positive or good. Name a show that is. And I'm not talking about American Idol and those big, large budget shows. Reality TV. I think I would be good on reality TV. I have the personality for it. You do. And listen, you do have people out here who have the personality for reality TV. Like if you're the kind of person who can just read all day, read other people all day, you want to be arguing with people all the time and all that shit, absolutely. Have at it. You can make you a little coin. You know what I'm saying? But trust and believe that your season is going to come in reality TV. Look at the Housewives. And look at how, like, maybe one season, Candy got an easy season, but then the next season, Candy got a hard season, and then the next season, Nene got... It just, you're going to have your turn. It's going to come around. It's not going to... It's not going to be a situation where you are just able to get out here and just everything is peachy and you're going to make a whole lot of money and you're going to be famous and nobody's, going to have a problem with you. Reality TV is the most unhealthy form of entertainment created. And if you look back at when shit started going sideways in the Black community, it started largely due to reality TV and the shit that people thought was actually real, that was produced by culturally incompetent people who don't care about our community. And I know it's not fun to hear somebody get on live and preach about, oh, we've got to be positive and we've got to change things and this and that and third. But y'all, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? I love you too, Natasha. Where do we go? And that's just food for thought. Just think about that, like in your own space. Like, Everything in the news connected to black people right now is so depressing. They end in affirmative action. Yeah. The power we have, Zeus has taken over. And I'm going to tell y'all the science behind Zeus. The science behind Zeus is that he owns his shit. Lemmy is from Detroit. And I know Lemmy and I know some folks in his family. And, you know, at the end of the day, he making money doing the same shit the white people do. So is it worse that a black man is exploiting black trauma and making money off of it than it is that a white person is doing it? I don't know. I still haven't figured that question out yet. I still haven't figured it out. But yeah, it's exploiting trauma. Ooh, Petty said, maybe you can be the change. Baby, I wish like hell that I had the power to run one of these networks. Everybody be making money. The advertisers be making money. The sponsors be making money. The community be making money. The people on talent be making money, because I know the formula, and I'm not going to sit here and give it to somebody on live so they can take it and run with it. But it's real simple. And I will say this is about partnerships, right? Because if you, like in any business, you got vendors and partners and people that you deal with, right? If you're a hairstylist, you got a shampoo product that you love. If you're a supermarket, you have, sun chips. Ooh, I'm scared my dog. I'm sorry, Kato. Oh, poor baby. Oh, I'm sorry. You see how he jumped up, babe? Oh, my poor dog. I scared him with the chip bag. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me get back on track. My point is just this. If you create partnerships as an executive in television and film and music, right? I have been campaigning and advocating for the music industry to start engaging more with veteran artists. Those of us who kind of been there, get it, want to see improvements in the industry, want to be a part of positive change, right? The problem is the entertainment industry is the only industry that does not promote from from within, the creatives who pay the dues, right? Any other job you do, any other thing you do really well. Most of the time you could be promoted, but in the entertainment industry, they want you to do one thing: shut the fuck up and sing. Go read that script. Show up on camera, right? Love you, Nikki. Now that Tyler Perry owns BET, talk to him. We need you. I mean, this is what I'm going to say about the Tyler situation. Y'all know, like I said, I don't care who it is. I'm going to say it. I'm so blessed and grateful that I had the opportunity to work with Tyler and meet the Browns. I hope that people like Tyler and Byron Allen and very wealthy, successful black men, because it's mostly men that are successful at that level. I mean, obviously Oprah, but like she transcends a lot of shit. But I hope that what they do is they start to realize that the most impactful thing they can do for our culture is not to hire anybody or give anybody a job, right? But to put more people in position to be like him. Right. Nick, boom. Yeah. You saw that, right? It was the whole thing, right? Nick, it was a whole thing. Some people, feel like get it yourself. Some people, you know what I'm saying? Some people not trying to put you up on game or put you in position to do whatever. I don't know what to say about it. I said it before and I'm going to say it again. I want to see everybody win. When I'm finally past this P-Valley shit, my goal again is to just have a really amazing group of really amazing people who go out and teach other people how to fish. If we can't go out and teach one another how to fish, if somebody can't teach me how to build my own studio, if somebody, and not teach, but just share the knowledge and the information and open a door, leave that motherfucker crack. Like, you know what I'm saying? We get so geeked up about being the one. Like, I don't want to be the one. We don't win being the one. I'm going to tell you one thing about non-black people is they don't take that shit personally. They know how to come together and work together and get the shit done. And they go home to their families and they come back and they work with people even that they don't even like. But for some reason in our community, we just do not share the knowledge and the information so that we can start multiplying. You know, I don't feel like there should be one Tyler Perry. I don't feel like there should be one Byron Allen. I don't feel like there should be one, you know, major studio owner, black person situation. I think that it should be the norm because I think we that dope. And I think that there should be as many women running their own studios and having their own shit as there are men. And I think that there should be more women in the music industry because I think these young boys are super talented and I think they can write their asses off and I think a lot of them can rap their asses off. And I think what they lack is this maternal, to feel like somebody in the industry cares about them, right? The one thing I could say about Brownstone is that Jerry Greenberg cared about us. Michael Jackson cared about us. Sony Music cared about us. We can get into the contracts and all that other shit. It was standard. That didn't matter. But we felt like people cared about us as talents and as artists. And we felt like we had people in our lives and careers that, you know, helped, you know, keep us on our toes and doing the right shit. And it's just not enough of that out here. So I've been rambling for a long time. I just, you know, I'm glad I can talk to y'all. I'm so glad that I got so many smart, dope ass people. We follow each other. Yeah, absolutely right. There is no I in team. Here's my question about the P-Valley show. Say you win. What will happen with the show? Will it stop? Will it have to be renamed? Does it keep going? That's a really good question. I'm gonna answer that. So on the P-Valley situation, let me say this. First of all, be clear. People think I have a problem with Katori Hall. I don't. I have a problem with Katori Hall. I have a very kind of clear picture of how this whole thing went down, and she plays a much smaller role in it, in my mind, than a lot of people think, right? I'm gonna say that. I don't want to stop this show because people enjoy it, right? I don't want to stop P-Valley. I don't want to stop anybody's bag. What I want, Stars and Lionsgate. Because I didn't give my script to Katori. I gave my script to the president of Lionsgate that owns Stars. I just want them to do a retroactive negotiation of the story that is out there. I can't take back the love people have for Uncle Clifford. I can't take back the love that people have for the cast of P-Valley. That's a legitimate public response to what many people aren't aware was a story I wrote in 2004. I'm not making shit up. The facts are the facts. If you went to somebody's place of business, pitched them an idea, they said they liked it and was going to get back at you, and years later you looked up and saw the very same idea at the same people's house, you'd be as curious as I am about how they got a hold on your story. And that's all I want to figure out is how you got it and how much you about to pay for it. That's it. It ain't personal for me no more. It's all business. And I just want a retroactive negotiation of the story that I pitched to you that somehow landed in Katori's lap. That's it. I'm an actor and a writer, and this is my biggest fear. Let me tell you, it is a fear that you have to overcome, brother. It is a fear that you have to overcome, because guess what? You can have all your dots, your I's dotted, your T's crossed, right? And exactly, Petty. And all your paperwork in order, and still look up and somebody steal. Well, I can't use the word steal right now, right? Because I have mentioned their name. They didn't steal anything, right? We have to. That's yet to be determined. Don't want no letters, but yeah, they gonna, no real way to protect yourself, unfortunately, except to have $500,000 in the bank, which I ain't have. I don't know how we've been managing to do this, but that's about what it takes, about $500,000 in the bank to defend yourself in the event that it happens. And I think the reason why it happens so much is because those people know that most people don't have $500,000 to take them to task about it. But some people, God has smiled on. And they're going to go stand on the corner with a sign. No, I'm just saying, that's mean. I shouldn't have said that. All right, guys. I just needed to vent. I had a long rehearsal today. I came in here looking at this shit with Carlee, and I just needed to vent. And I really appreciate y'all for allowing me to do that. Somebody asked, is my case going to trial? Y'all, that is yet to be seen. Let me tell y'all something. This process has given me so much knowledge I didn't have. I've never gone this far in a legal a legal case. So I didn't know what to expect. And it is going on 3 years for me now. And it has been a very awful experience. That's all I have to say. And I hope that we do get to trial. But the fact is, that is yet to be seen. After 3 years, baby. After 3 years. No, they canceled it. She said, I thought you had court last week. That's what I mean, you guys. We had a hearing set for July 10th. And the judge postponed it until September. But he gave us the right to do discovery. And discovery means we can ask questions and we can get answers. Yeah, they didn't cancel it. They postponed it. They gave, the hearing was postponed because what happened, and this is all on Pacers, so I can share this information without a problem. So what happened is, we were in Atlanta for like a year and a half, and then they transferred us to LA. And then when we transferred to LA, it's been, some hearings and stuff. We were supposed to have a summary judgment hearing, which is Stars and Lionsgate asked the judge to throw my case out in LA. They asked Atlanta. Atlanta said no. Asked LA for a motion to dismiss. He said no. Then they said, okay, we'll file a motion for something. It's just a bunch of motions, a bunch of very expensive papers going back and forth, right? And my attorneys are the shit. I love them to pieces. They have really busted their ass with me. I mean, we're friends now. We've been in this for 3 years, But this is court. This is why people don't do it. And when I get on here and I talk about it all the time and I share it with you all, Nick, no, they're not. Because what's really interesting, you guys, let me say this right quick. No. Stars is saying that they're not similar enough. Stars is saying, Judge, look, even though these stories are, similar, they're not protected, is what they're saying. It's not protected expression, which is completely untrue, and it's some bullshit. And if it wasn't, it would, whatever. But again, no disrespect to the judicial system, which is why I got to be real careful, because there is a judge and a jury, and I got to watch what I say. So I'm gonna let the judge decide, y'all. But Stars and Lionsgate naturally is saying that they don't think that they're similar. And anybody who goes to WIRFmedia.com and looks at the 57 similarities And the fact that, they're like, yeah, we're not debating that she came and dropped the script off. And we're not debating that, she had a conversation with this person. We're just saying that these two things aren't the same. And, the unfortunate thing is that, a lot of plaintiffs lose at this phase in summary judgment and substantial similarities. I'm not going to lose because my shit is airtight. We're going to take it wherever we got to go to make sure we don't. But it's expensive and it's long. And the reason I speak so often about it is because imagine how stressful it is to sit quietly, spend money defending a story that you copyrighted in 2004 that somebody else got $100 million. Like, I'm not making that shit up. That didn't come from me. No, they're not. No, they're not access. They're not debating access. That means they're not saying we didn't have access to her script. They didn't say that. They never said we don't have access. They never said, somebody said you need a hug. No, I'm good. My husband gives me great hugs and I got a great tribe and a great circle, but I'll take another hug. I'm always good for a hug. But no, I'm really I thank God. My mind, my body, and my spirit is well. I'm not faking the funk. I cry when I need to cry. I get on here and vent when I need to vent. I say what the hell I got to say, and that has kept me healthy. But they're not saying they didn't have access to my script. They can't say that because they did. My lawyer called the head of the network, and I went over that. What they're saying is that they're not the same. They're like, her character, literally, her character is gay, our character is gender fluid. No, excuse me, my character is described as gender fluid and Dracula. But y'all go look at the paperwork. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to argue the case here in public. I'm just saying it is hard. It is difficult. Prepare yourself for a really long, expensive process if you ever have to go and fight for your rights. But it's going to be worth it in the end. Oh, believe me, it's going to be worth it in the end. And I'm planning to spread the joy, the wealth, and the love. Because one thing I'm going to do for sure is connect with a lot of creatives and make a lot of great content. And hopefully share with people how we can do this ourselves and become very wealthy. I don't want to share it right here. I'm going to take my idea and run with it. But I know the formula. And I will say ownership is everything. And I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get out of here. When I say ownership, I don't mean that you have to have 100% ownership of everything that you create. But you have to have a percentage of ownership that allows you to have an equitable percentage of the revenue in perpetuity so that your family can live for generations off of what you created, as they should. And that's it. Yes, Miss Wiley, I'm a win. Yep. When I win, not if you win, babies. Come on, Soror. When I win, I'm going to officially launch my media company. And I'm going to bring in all Black and BIPOC content creatives. And I'm going to do partnerships with everybody. Meaning people are going to be able to own their shit. And we're going to do partnerships. And we're going to bring everybody in so that collectively, just think about it. I'm going to tell y'all this real quick. And then I got to go for real. But imagine you got a streaming platform like Zeus. This is why he winning. If you get 150,000 people to subscribe to your channel, your streaming platform, and those people pay you $40 a year, do the math. And the more content you can create, the more people you get. So imagine you get 10 million people eventually. And it's $2 trillion. We got $2 trillion in buying power. You get 10 million people paying you $50 a month. You making $50 million a year. There are enough Black people to share $50 million a year without a middleman ass executive involved in it. And that's all I'm going to say. Period. Look at Tyler. That's why he's rich. Look at Byron. That's why he's rich. Thing is, a lot of people ain't gonna tell y'all that. All right, love you guys. Have a good night.